All right, guys, so welcome. And in this week, for the first time ever, I've got my wife that's going to be here. She's not going to be here for the whole video, but just for the intro right now. We're doing a little staycation here at Vero Beach Hotel, so I'll just kind of pan out here so you can see what's going on. We've got the beach right here. We've got the little setup so she can get to work. And same here, I've got my bag with the filming stuff right there. So this week we're gonna go over all the things to do in Indian River County and why we chose to do a staycation this time rather than a vacation, right?
Right.
Even though, no, we're just here for the day and just decided to change up the environment, be in front of the pool for a little bit, have a view of the beach while we get some work done. So I've got a few things going on this afternoon, so I've got to make this video quick. And I'm gonna just take you with me as we walk around the beautiful Vero Beach Hotel. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna walk on over to the side and check this little place out. First of all, look at this little artificial turf thing we've got going on over here. Very nice. And we also have like a little fire pit area. And back behind me, we've got heating up. So cool little place there. And I'm gonna sit by the fire pit and do the rest of the video here for you guys. All right, so I hope that the change of environment is a plus. If you like me just bringing you along and coming along to see different things, not just standing in front of a green screen and talking about Vero Beach, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, guys. So if you haven't seen any of my videos before, and if this is your first time tuning in, my name is Andrew Pench. I'm a local realtor down here in beautiful Vero Beach and Sebastian, Florida. If you're looking for a channel that goes over everything about what it's like to live, play, eat, sleep, and buy real estate anywhere on this beautiful Florida East Coast, then please like this video, tap that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, because I'll be uploading a video every single week on Friday about what it's like to live, play, eat, and sleep here in Vero Beach, Florida. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. The topic that I wanted to talk about is really what the heck is there to do in Indian River County? So there's a ton to do. So guys, the first topic that I wanted to cover when it comes to what is there to do in Indian River County, and that's gonna be golf. So Indian River County is a big golf course advocate. We have a lot of golf courses to choose from, and I'm gonna go over a lot of different places that I've played personally and places that I haven't played personally here in just a second. So the first one I'm gonna go over is Vista Plantation. So Vista Plantation I have played personally. I actually went with my dad just a few weeks back. Honestly, it's not my most ideal place. Number one, they're very strict on their rules. They tended to be so they didn't like the fact that my dad came there without his own clubs, which I know a lot of you aren't going to be dealing with, but it was just honestly a Saturday afternoon. He doesn't play, I don't really play. It's just something that we do just to kill time. So a few weeks back, number one, it was hot as heck. Number two, they made us rent him a pair of clubs, even though we were just going to share it ourselves and share a cart. But so their rules were pretty strict, and also it was mostly par threes. And it was kind of a hazardous area. So what I mean by that is that there's condos around, lots of windows, and also there is a road. So on one of the holes, I actually, if you're seeing this video and you were the victim of this, I apologize. I hit a golf ball over the trees and into State Road 60. I don't believe it hit anybody, so no suing me. But it didn't hit anyone, didn't hit any cars, but it's just a hazardous area, and you cannot be a novice golfer like myself if you plan on playing on this course. So like I said, mostly par threes, very, very short courses. You have to be a little bit more technical with how much you choke up, which clubs to use. You're not just driving it as far as you want to, in a lot of cases, like I would like to as well. So that's one thing there. Another one is going to be Vista Royale. So Vista Royale and Vista Plantation, they are two separate owners. They are not affiliated in any way, I don't believe. So Vista Royale is my personal favorite. I've played this one personally. It is very, very nice course. And the good part about Vista Royale is you can kind of change it up each time you go. So it actually consists of 3 9-hole courses that you can pick and choose from. I don't know the names of each courses. I think there's like a red, blue, yellow, or 3 different colors that you can choose from. But so you can play 9 holes here and then replay the same 9 holes if you thought that, you know, you can have a better go around the second time. You can play 9 holes and then move to a different course, and then so you can just always be changing about which course that you start on first. So you can always kind of switch it up. It's a cool place, very laid back environment, not a lot of rules and regulations. It's really where you go, and I don't know if this is a term or not, but I'm just gonna call it a dive course because it's really anything goes. You just get the golf cart, you go and have a good time. Don't tear up the greens and mess this up for me. But it is more of a laid back environment when it comes to golfing. So it's not the tight knit buttoned up thing like you'll see on your private courses. It's not overran with rules, and I'm just gonna call them sticklers like there was at Vista Plantation that my dad and I saw. And yeah, so that is my personal favorite course. I played it personally several times with my wife and I, and it was a good place. It was a good time to enjoy that. And then in my last public course that I wanted to go over is going to be Sandridge. So Sandridge is my #1 pick, even though I haven't played it personally. I know a lot of people who have, and that's gonna be definitely my #1 pick because it's the largest course. You can see here, I got some drone footage of the course itself. Very, very high end, very exquisite club, but it is public. So anyone who's watching this video, if you take a trip down to Vero and you want to try out the best of the best as far as the public courses go, definitely check out Sandridge. Now moving on to the private courses. Another one's gonna be Point West. Point West is a big community out west of Vero Beach, and that's a good one too. I just haven't played it personally. I don't know whether or not it's a public or a private course, but I do think that I've heard of people playing the course publicly, but you may have to join, you know, you may have to play with someone who is part of the actual club itself. So that's another one. Now moving into more of the private clubs that we have here, we have Quail Valley, which is the cream of the crop. This is the most highly desired club to join. It is much, much more than a private golf membership. It is an entire country club. So that is going to be my #1 choice as far as private country clubs to join to play golf in. Definitely an exquisite club. I know that there are several celebrities that are part of this, several people that are, you know, not just in the multi-million-dollar club, but in the billion-dollar club, also part of this exclusive membership as well. Another one is going to be the Bent Pine Golf Course. That's going to be another private one. It surrounds a neighborhood that actually GHO is now currently building in. So if you wanted to live on one of the more exclusive clubs, golf courses here in West Vero, then Bent Pine is going to be a good choice for that. Another one also is going to be the Vero Beach Country Club. So the Vero Beach Country Club, it surrounds an area called Royal Park. And Royal Park is a very nice area, which is west of US 1. So it's really, I would say, the most highly desired area west of US 1, even though it's close proximity to the airport. So McCanch Park and Royal Park, they are right there, right next to each other, directly south of the airport, southwest and southeast, each side. And Royal Park is going to be where you find the Vero Beach Country Club, and houses in there range anywhere from 650, 700,000, all the way up to well over $1 million plus. So, and that's even houses without a pool sometimes. So this is a very highly desired area. Even though it is non-HOA and it's on the mainland, they still are bringing those kind of prices up for that type of environment. All right, guys, I hope the fans here aren't too loud, but I had to get out of the sun. It was definitely getting a little bit hot. We've got some fans over here, up here, blowers and everything. So if it is getting too much, I'll try my best to remove that out of the audio, but standing out there in the sun just was not ideal for much longer. Another activity that you could do here in Indian River County is definitely going to be fishing. So where we are, Indian River County is going to consist of Vero Beach and Sebastian. And if you're in Vero Beach, you're going to be directly in between both inlets. So the Sebastian Inlet to the north, the Fort Pierce Inlet to the south. If you're living in Sebastian, obviously you're going to have an inlet of your own. And if you're living down in Fort Pierce, you're not going to be in Indian River County, but you are going to have a very, very highly desired inlet when it comes to fishing. Because the further south you go, the closer you are getting to that Gulf current. And that definitely makes a difference if you're an offshore fisherman. You could probably tell if I didn't say that correctly. I'm not an offshore fisherman. I'm inshore. I like to stay within the lagoon here in Vero Beach when I'm doing my fishing. I've just got a little 22-foot bay boat, and it does the job when getting underneath those docks, and even having the trolling motor that drops down at the pylons and also at the rocks at the inlets. So fishing is going to be another one. The next thing is going to be hiking. I actually just took a hike yesterday, and you're going to see some footage here on the screen of the Lagoon Greenway hike, and that was it's not too long, you know, mile and a half if you decide to take the loop, and you can choose to walk back and take a loop or an exit, I believe every quarter mile or so. So it's definitely not going to be over demanding if you wanted to do that. You can also ride your bike on it, which is pretty rare for a lot of the tracks and trails here in Indian River County. And you can also walk your dog, which is another one. So having a dog-friendly, biker-friendly area right on the river to where when you get to the end of that trail, you get right there to where the river's showing and you can see all that beautiful lagoon at the end of it, definitely makes it worth it. So hiking, we have a lot of trails like that. I'm just going to briefly go over the other ones that we have to offer. So I'm going to pull out my phone for this one just so I can have all my notes in front of me. So we have the Lagoon Greenway, which is the one that I've already talked about. We've got Osprey Acres, which is another one. The Jungle Trail, which consists of several other trails that you can go down, but the Jungle Trail itself is actually a drivable trail. It's a dirt road, and it will bring you up to where you can see some amazing scenery, back up to some beautiful neighborhoods, some beautiful homes, and also on the other side have a view of the lagoon. So that's another great little area that I highly recommend going to, especially if you just have a short visit down here to Indian River County to check it out. On top of that one, we also have the Tony Robinson Waterfront Trail and the Oslo Conservation Area, and also the Captain Forrester Hammock Reserve Trail. So you can see that there's still plenty to choose from, and that's just a handful that I was able to gather and read from my notes here for this video. So hiking, if that's what you are, if you're an outdoorsman, you've got the fishing, you've got the hiking, and you've got the beach. So the beach is another one I wanted to throw on there for you outdoorsy people. So as you can see where we are now, I am sitting in front of the beach, and it was just about a 10-minute drive from where I was. And there's also a really cool hangout area here as well. I'll walk over here so you can see it. So where I am now, I'm at the Vero Beach Hotel at the Kimpton, and they've got this cool little place called Heating Up. I know I've already showed you in the past, but kind of a cool little place, you know, where you can pull out the camera, hang out with some friends, and definitely look like you're doing something, definitely doing more than what you are, because you can see it's not much of a party here. But yeah, that's just, it's still something to offer. We've got a lot of beaches that allow dogs and definitely kids, and you can see right now it's just super, super flat. So very, very nice day. Hard to turn down coming here to make the video this week. All right, and then now it's time to cover, I had to get up from the seat, we had some people moving in, but now it's time to cover the restaurants and the bars here. So for this video, because I've already gone over restaurants and bars quite a few times, the thing that I wanted to do for this one is just have my number one pick for each category. So I went over to see if my wife was available to go over her number one pick, but she's on the phone right now. It looks like it's going to be a long conference call. So number one for me, I'm just going to go down the list, is Italian restaurants. I'm going to go with Dario's. So Dario's is right there on the beach, beautiful little spot. For Mexican food, I'm going to go with Taco Dive. So Taco Dive is one of those little local joints that you know, that's like a hole in the wall, but actually their motto is not your average hole in the wall, because their food is absolutely amazing. For fine dining, I'm going to go with Scampi Grill. So Scampi Grill is definitely going to be my choice. My wife and I had an amazing experience when we went to Scampi Grill. The food was fantastic, service was awesome, and just a great, great little area to go to. For waterfront, actually where we are now and where we're going to grab lunch, I'm going to go to either the Heaton's here or Cobalt. So that's going to be I guess my pick for that one, because there's two places to choose from, but it all comes from the same kitchen. For American style food, if you're just looking for the burgers and the sandwiches, then that's going to be Casey's place right there on the beach on Ocean Drive. And then for just a quick bite, if you just want to run in, grab something and leave, that's going to be Dagwood's for me. So Dagwood's is another sandwich shop, and it's just a place where you can go in, grab something quickly, run out, and have a great experience and great, great food while supporting local businesses as well. Because as you know, that is what I support the biggest time, with my background being owning a restaurant. Now, Nightlife, you've heard me say it a few times, so I'm actually just going to go right down the list here. You've got Solmar, which is on the beach. That one's open till 2 a.m. You've also got the Stamp, which is downtown Vero Beach. That one's also going to be another 2 a.m.er. You've got the Riverside Cafe, which I'm going to call more of the dive bar style place. This is where you go to get your $1.50, $2 Bud Lights and just have a good time with your buddies, kick it back, and you know, maybe get a little bit of rowdy. So that's what Riverside's for. Filthy's is going to be a fine cocktail bar, and that's going to be another one that's just out west of town. Not sure what time that one closes. Could change, vary, you know, depending on the day. Another great one is going to be right on the beach. This one's going to be Grind and Grape. So this is for you wine drinkers. So Grind and Grape is going to be, it's right there in the name. You grind it up and you have the grape, so that's going to be you know, your wine choice and your fine cocktails and things like that for that. Now for you pub fans, people like me, I love going out there and getting a nicely poured Guinness. We're gonna have two choices for you. We have Kelly's Pub, and then we also have Sean Ryan Pub. So I've never been to Kelly's Pub, but I know it has great reviews, and but Sean Ryan Pub, which is downtown, has a great area and a perfect Guinness pour for those of you that care. They've also got really good bangers and mash, and also fish and chips and things like that. The Irish staples, they absolutely nail it over there at Sean Ryan Pub. Another one of our beachside favorites is going to be the Boiler. So the Boiler is where my wife and I go out to grab drinks quite often. It's got a nice big saltwater fish tank there in the middle for you, you know, your enjoyment, for you to see there. You could say hi to Nemo, say hi to Dory. They're both in there, and with a plethora of the other fish there too, because it's quite a sizable tank, saltwater tank, to be sitting there in the middle of the bar. So it's really nice. All right, so another one that I wanted to jump into is the Parks and Recreation that we have here. So here in Vero, we've got a lot of places that you could choose from and go online to find out things like where the campgrounds are. So we have a lot of public campgrounds. We also have the Fairgrounds. So the Fairgrounds is another one to where, you know, we like to go every single year whenever they have the Firefighter Festival, but they also have a lot of other events that happen at the Fairgrounds as well, such as gun shows. So another one for you gun people, we have a ton of gun shows that happen at the Fairgrounds all the time and all across the county. And then another one is going to be for the shooting ranges. So the Fairgrounds does not have the shooting ranges. That's going to be at other places, but we do have plenty of those as well. We have outdoor ones for you people who like to do skeet shooting. We have indoor ranges for testing your handguns, and then the outdoor ranges, of course, would be for the bigger rifles and things like that to get it dialed in before you go, or whatever you plan on doing with your gun at that time. Hopefully not anything sketchy. Another really cool thing that we have here that was newly built, this was built around the COVID time, is the Intergenerational Center, the recreational center that we have here. And I'm just gonna read this one from my phone as well, because there's a lot of things that they offer, and there's gonna be a calendar online that I can post a link to this video, and also I'll put it up on the screen as well. But they have things like hardwood court basketball, volleyball, martial arts and karate, virtual recreation, performing arts, gymnastics events, trade shows, large seminars, gaming tournaments, and celebratory assemblies as well. They have a lot of things for like 55 and older boxing, 55 and older volleyball, lots of things like that. Also martial arts, which I know I said earlier whenever I was rambling on, but just a ton of things that they have, that they offer, that you don't see at a lot of other places, where the county offers that for virtually no cost, all included within your taxes for most of the events there. Another one for you theater people, this is going to be the Riverside Theater. They have a lot of comedy shows, they have a lot of shows and piano, classical piano concerts, things like that happen over at the Riverside Theater, along with dance shows and things like that. And then we've also got the Environmental Learning Center. That's going to be where you take your kiddos over there. A lot of the times, I know whenever I was in grade school, I forget what grade, I think it was about 5th grade, is we actually took a trip over to Environmental Learning Center as a, you know, as a field trip. So I'm sure that that's still something that they do, that they offer, but it is something as parents, if you wanted to take them over, let's say that they're interested into marine biology, that you can do that as well. Now moving on to another category. So this other category, what I wanted to talk about, is going to be what you actually need to travel for. So I'm just gonna say, if you're looking for the big skyscrapers, high rises with hundreds of people that are ready to go partying, let's say like a daytime pool party, as you can see, this is more of a family friendly restaurant. And you know, it looks like everyone who's sitting down right now at that restaurant is over 55. So if you're looking for a younger pool party, you've been watching some Ibiza vlogs or Bali vlogs or things like that, and you're thinking that maybe you'll find the equivalent of that here on the coast of Florida, well, you can, but that's a little bit further south. That's going to be down in Miami, so you're going to have to travel for something like that. Another thing is going to be a lot of the higher end shopping. We do have a lot of boutiques up and down Ocean Drive. We have some boutiques also downtown Vero, but it's not going to amount to what you're going to see as far as the shopping in West Palm Beach, Jupiter, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Those types of areas, we cannot compete with it when talking about shopping and everything that we have to offer as far as the daily activities go. This is more of an outdoorsman type of place. This is more of a retirement community, and there's not going to be that kind of activity here within Vero Beach or Sebastian. And the last one I wanted to talk about as far as where you need to travel or why you would need to travel to get out of Vero is if you wanted to do more of the touristy activities. Things like we have skydiving, believe it or not, but you know, parasailing and roller coasters and theme parks and things like that, we as you know, as a county, don't offer a lot of those types of things. Mostly what we have here caters more to locals, and we do have visitors, and we have people that spend 6 months, 4 to 6 months out of the year here in Vero Beach, but a lot of what we're going to have to offer on a day-to-day basis is not going to be very touristy, and not going to offer a lot of things for tourists to do when visiting. This is more so of a place that you come to live and be close to everything that Florida has to offer. So you're within hour and a half from West Palm, hour and a half from Orlando. This is where you really set up your home base, and if you want to venture out and do something else, you can, because you're only, you know, just a little bit over an hour in the car, traveling distance to those certain areas. Miami's about 3 miles away. I don't really find myself in Miami ever since, you know, having a kid, getting married and things like that. And honestly, before that, I didn't go too much as well. But it is something, if that's more so what you're looking for, to have a home base here in Vero Beach with a slower pace activities, but be driving distance to Miami, and you're moving here single and you found work here, then absolutely that is something that you can do. And that is a benefit of living here in Vero, is that you're living where it's slow, but you're within driving distance of where it's very busy and a lot of things are going on. So guys, that really wraps up the video. Again, if you have any questions or concerns before moving down here to Vero Beach, then please give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, because I promise I'll have your back when moving to the Florida East Coast. And I will see you guys next week on the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.